I'd say go with the flow. Oh, and go with the
Mm,
flow and let go of the how. That's so funny that I wrote.
yes. Okay. Hey everyone, welcome to my channel. I have a very special guest with me today, and I'm so excited. And she's going to talk to you, not really me, but she's going to talk to you about how to manifest your dream life. And I know that manifestation, either you hear that word and you're like, yes, let's do it, or you might be like, huh, what is that? Either way, you're going to finish this video with some knowledge of how to create the life that you want, because there's a lot more to it than just waking up one day and wishing that you were in Italy somewhere sipping or eating gelato. So let me tell you a little bit about our special guest today. Vivienne Williams is a meditation, mindset, and manifestation coach for women. So, three powerful M's. She has extensive training and practice in meditation, yoga, and holistic lifestyle. So, the cool thing about her is she was actually a former professor who left academia and went to pursue her first love of spiritual growth. So, thank you so
Yes.
much for being with us today.
Thank you. Thank you. It's so nice to connect with other YouTubers
Yes.
and just to, yeah, have our audiences meet each other. And, I forget where I met you exactly initially, but I definitely am so glad that we are collaborating.
So I'm really excited. So maybe tell us a little bit about, like, when you say manifestation, like what does that mean? I think some people think like, oh, I just think of something and then it pops up. What exactly is
Right,
manifestation?
right. Well, exactly. Because the secret, I do blame the secret for that. I remember where I was. I was in massage therapy school back in the day, and the secret came out, and it's a long story. I won't go into it. But even at that point, I knew that my good friend at the time was like misunderstood the premise because she told everybody, which I don't actually recommend doing. She told everybody what she was manifesting. She set something that was really outrageous, and she set it for a short time. All things that are the wrong approach to manifestation. Um,
Mhm.
and the secret didn't talk about really how. So we're going to talk about that today. Manifestation, what makes it different to me than just like I had a recent video where I said, I manifested a $20,000 scholarship. That's in addition to financial aid that I got. And you could say, well,
Mhm.
yeah, people get scholarships, but it was in I call it like a magical way, in a way that seems to defy the odds, has an
Mhm.
element of like magic in it. And
Mhm.
also, it flows. It generally flows. And because of course we
Mhm.
all know that you can, yes, step by step and just work hard and grind. And of
Mhm.
course, you'll accomplish some things. Manifestation to me is like a higher level, it's like next level.
Mhm. Yeah, I love that. And I really do believe that too, because we've been sold this, like, work hard, follow steps 1 through 20 to get where you want. But there is another route. There is not really a shortcut, it's just a completely different path that I
Yes.
think for some people is a lot easier and just feels a lot better than the daily grind.
Yes, I love, and you did say for some people, I think it is a different approach, and you're right in that there may be some in your audience or some in our families who just these concepts that we're going to talk about today, that you and I are going to talk about, may feel just really alien and just like not realistic. But I think it's really
Mm-hmm.
important, to put it out to the world because there are other ways to create. Yeah, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
we talked about let's see, we talked about like four different steps.
Mm-hmm.
The first one I wanted to bring up, and of course have a great conversation with you, was the first one is a positive mindset. And what I mean by that is, and then I have belief as number two, but a positive mindset is just, oh gosh, just because it affects our energy. So it's first of all just seeing things, in a situation, training ourselves to start to see that even if there's something negative, there's always another side to that same coin. Like literally the duality.
Mm-hmm.
So choosing to sort of stay on the positive side of it. Like, I don't know, a quick
Mm-hmm.
random example. It's raining really hard. For some people, they get depressed. Others,
Mm-hmm.
maybe you're a gardener and you're like, my God, it's
Yeah.
been dry for 3 weeks and the plants
Mm-hmm.
are gonna love this. And you think about how beautiful this harvest of your zucchini or your tomatoes, right? From that same rain.
Mm-hmm.
While somebody else is like,
Mm-hmm.
oh, rain makes me feel depressed, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's the
Mm-hmm.
same reality. We're
Yeah.
not fighting the reality, but is there a
Mm-hmm.
positive to this that I'm missing? So,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Mm-hmm. Excellent. Yeah, it's so powerful. And I think that a lot of people that come to my channel, I think they're kind of attracted that I live this very different lifestyle. And I've been able to create this lifestyle and live abroad and go to different countries because of that positivity. Because things don't go
Wow.
always your way. Things are not going to go 100% perfect, but it doesn't mean that every moment isn't valuable. And I think that when you have that positive mindset, you see the value in every moment.
Wow, I love that. Yeah, and thank you for bringing it. I mean, because you're the one. I'm in the US and I've manifested many things, but I think, especially as an expat and being able to manifest that, you have so much like richness to share. So yeah, that's the first thing is
Mhm.
just being positive because that basically it's like almost like you're wearing sunglasses. And we've all heard that like old-fashioned phrase though, you're wearing rose-colored glasses, meaning yeah,
Yeah.
you see the world in this like, but that is the truth. Like we all have friends, before I go on, we all have friends who they could win $1 million, they could win 10 million, and they'll be like,
Yeah.
oh, the taxes I'm gonna have to pay.
Yeah.
It's like you're still gonna have, 6.5 million after. Well, just and then everybody's, they'll find a way where it's a problem. So that's what Kirsten and I are saying. Like, don't be that person. Okay.
Exactly.
Blessings could be dropping on your head and you want to recognize it. So that does tie directly into belief, which is the next step to manifesting. And I had a dear friend, she's passed away now, and this was so hard for her to get. And I would, I was quite young at that point. I was probably in my 20s, and I'd say to her, "You have to believe. You have to believe." And she actually said to me, "Well, things happened for you, but they don't happen for
Mm.
me." Yeah, and I mean, this is decades later, you guys. I still remember it, and it still hurts me because she passed away in a way that she was also very unhappy through her life.
Mm.
And I was never able to convey to her the benefit of belief that, positive things can happen for you because she didn't have it. It was very challenging for her. Um,
Mhm.
but so belief that it can happen is important.
Mhm.
Even if you don't
Mhm.
think, if you don't have to be 100% certain, and Kristen, I want to know what you think about this, but I'm not
Yeah.
saying you have to absolutely be certain it's going to happen, but can you say it could happen? This could happen, especially for
Yeah.
those who are reluctant or really new to this idea of manifesting. Could you admit
Yeah.
that, well, wow, other people have lived abroad. They've lived in Spain or Portugal or they've, other people have met a partner and are happily married. So it
Mhm.
could happen. So, yeah.
Yes. The possibility. I love that because, and I was like that too. I would see other people having the things that I want, and I would think that only it's because something special about them. They did something or they have something that I don't.
Right.
But I like, because I was going to ask this, I think it is hard for people to believe. It is. And what does that really mean? And I think that just if it's hard for you to get there, I think just the possibility, it could happen to you.
Possibility. It could
It
happen, yeah.
could happen. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And what I point out, which you very honestly shared, I think if you're in that stage, you do need to look for examples, but don't let the
Yes.
examples make you jealous Which we
Mm-hmm.
all know it's a
Mm-hmm.
human emotion. And actually, that's good because what does that tell us? That tells us, I want that. So
Mm-hmm.
again, that goes
Mm-hmm.
back to positive mindset. So why am I
Mm-hmm.
jealous? Oh, I'm jealous. Oh, I see. This is actually good that I'm seeing my feelings. It's because, she's in a relationship and I do feel lonely. So I'm
Mm-hmm.
jealous because I want to be in a relationship. So boom, you've moved to a place now where you know information you didn't know before, right?
Exactly. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So that's
Yeah,
really
it helps you
good.
to, yeah, because I think it's so important to identify those feelings and like we
Yeah.
not get stuck there like with jealousy because I
Yeah.
was like that too. And honestly, I would just be like, oh, how are these people going these places that I want to go? Like
Right.
how like why wasn't it me? And yeah, and that's been one of the biggest shifts for me is seeing that it's them doing it is a possibility for me. That is evidence.
Yeah.
And through one of the coaching programs that I'm in right now, we talk about that, finding the evidence to support the belief. So if you have the belief and
Yes.
maybe you don't quite believe it, I think it is, like you said, finding the evidence and looking for those clues of like, okay, that's possible. That's possible for, if it's
Yeah.
possible for them, it's possible for me. Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Wow. Yeah. And the third thing, in terms of manifesting, anything, a dream life, your dream life, which is going to be specific to you. Like, I mean, I would love to live out in the country in the middle of nowhere. Now, for many people, that would be a nightmare. I have a dear friend who he needs shops. He loves shops, he loves
Mm-hmm.
cafes. There has to be one
Mm-hmm.
very close and preferably where he doesn't have
Mm-hmm.
to drive. That's his dream life, okay? So
Mm-hmm.
practice. And this is what the secret left out. I do believe we need to start taking action. Of course, of course.
Mm-hmm.
The magic is as you take action, the universe meets you, it comes to meet you.
Yeah.
But you're proving that you believe, number one, and you're also showing expectancy. So that's why I think it's important to
Mm-hmm.
practice. So let's give an example. Kirsten, can you give an example, like in terms of manifesting being an expat, where you took action before it was
Yeah.
all happening? Yeah.
Yeah. I think a lot of my action was doing the research of kind of like, I know that this is what I want to do. Like, how exactly do I do it? I joined a bunch of expat groups before
Okay.
I even became an expat. I was just like, I even went in there. I was just like, I'm coming to Panama. I'm coming to Mexico. Like, what
Get
do I
ready.
need to know? Get ready. Yes, because I knew it was going to happen. Like, I believed, and I think that's how you can take action is just by, acting as if you already have it.
Yes, yes. And even again, more of even a baby step.
Mm-hmm.
What would you need to do to have it? So
There you
you
go.
want to travel,
Mm-hmm.
why don't you need to know about your visa, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
it can be overwhelming. Well, start looking. Okay, what kind of visa do I need? How much does that cost? Just looking,
Mm-hmm.
you're just getting information. That
Exactly.
can be a huge part of it. And then, but I do, having said that though, don't get stuck in just researching, right? You
Yeah.
know people who
Yeah.
do that. Like say it is
Yeah.
about writing a book, for example. Let's move it out of
Mm-hmm.
traveling. Say you want to write a book.
Mm-hmm.
You could take a course, then you're like, oh, I need to take another writing course. I'm not that good. No, I need to take a
Mm-hmm.
business course too because I'm not good at that.
Mm-hmm.
Well, and I'm going to need a website. I can't start the book yet because authors have to have a website and I don't have a website. 10 years later. 10 years.
Exactly. Exactly.
So
Exactly.
don't use research like Kirsten and I are saying. Don't use your actions as a way to delay or be aware. Be aware of that's happening.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? Because that can
Mm-hmm.
happen.
That's tricky. Yeah.
So, and then the last tip I had in terms of manifestation, I mean, obviously there are more, you can go more in depth into each one, but not to keep the video not too long. I'd say go with the flow. Oh, and go with the
Mm.
flow and let go of the how. That's so funny that I wrote.
Yes.
So let go of the how. What do I mean by that? Like when Kirsten was getting ready to do this, she didn't know every single thing that might come up, right? There's no way
Mm-hmm.
to cover every single contingency, every single problem.
Mm-hmm.
So spirit does not need you to know the how. In fact,
Mm-hmm.
that's just not your business. I've heard a lot of
Yeah. I like
spiritual
that.
teachers say that, and when I've manifested, which I have, I didn't know the how. I'll
Mm-hmm.
give you a really quick example. I made a beautiful vision board, and I literally wrote the amount, which is what still shocks me. I wrote $12,000 to go to grad school, and I might have put per year, but I wrote 12,000 now to go to grad school. I didn't know how that was going to manifest, but that was what I wanted. It ended up, I got into an art program, a very sort of respected art colony out in Maine. It was beautiful.
Nice.
Got to spend the
Nice.
summer up in Maine. And while there, I met a woman who was a professor at an art college because they were all
Mm-hmm.
artists and professors. And she liked my work, and she said to me basically towards the end of the summer, you should apply to come to Rutgers. It was Rutgers University, and Rutgers, I don't even remember if it was on my radar, but I was like, yeah. And she actually said to me, we have a fellowship that I think would suit you. And I was like, oh, really? Now, my ears perked
Really?
up at that point. I moved my turban. I was like, what? And I said, yeah, hello? And I said, really, a fellowship, how much is it? Swear to God, she said it's $12,000 a year. And I said, okay, all right, I'm gonna do that. And I got it for both years, again, in addition to like other more traditional financial aid, but the exact amount I wrote for 2 years, I got it. And prior to that, I did not know about Rutgers. I didn't know this fellowship
Mm-hmm.
existed. So that
Mm-hmm.
it's just you don't have to know the how. Just put out to spirit what you desire, what you want from your
Mm-hmm.
heart, and then let go of let spirit figure out the workings, the intricacies, who you need to meet.
Mm-hmm.
Now, again, I hadn't when I
Mm-hmm.
did that beautiful vision board, I wasn't accepted into the art colony yet. I didn't even know that was going to be the route, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So that's the magic. That's
exactly.
the magic of
Yeah.
manifestation. So those are my four tips: positive mindset, belief
Mm-hmm.
that it can happen for you, practice
Mm-hmm.
taking action, start taking action, and then let go of the how.
Mm-hmm.
That's not your business.
Mm-hmm. It's
Okay,
not your
and then
business.
rinse,
I love that.
yeah,
Yes.
yeah, yeah.
I love it. Any advice on like letting go? Because I think that's probably one of the hardest things for people. It's like, how do I? Because you want something so badly, and just
Mhm.
kind of to let go and trust can be really hard for people.
See, I feel like it's so funny you asked that, Kirsten, because I have a friend who, how can I say this? I just feel like they constantly say, "Oh, you have to let go of it. You have to let go of it." And sometimes I notice they have trouble manifesting
Mm-hmm.
because they have a belief they have to let go of the desire. And I actually slightly
Mm-hmm.
disagree with that. And there is sort of controversy on that. I've heard different like spiritual teachers talk about that. You don't want to be grasping, but come on, if it's a true desire of yours, you're not going to forget. It's like,
Yeah.
oh
Yeah.
wait, did I really want to go to Portugal? Oh, I don't remember. No, you want to go to
Right.
Portugal, right? So
Right.
so what I'm saying is I think it's more about how tightly, because
Yeah.
the desire needs to be there. I really believe,
Mm-hmm.
and like the yogic teachings talk about, I mean, it's related to the heart in that sense of it is if it's a true sort of soul desire of yours, to manifest, it's still going to be there. But again, it's like a letting go. It's like if you had like a little bird in your hand, right? You don't like close your palms around the bird. You've got to sort of open your palm, right? And so
Yeah.
it can
Yeah.
land, but it can fly.
Bye.
So I really like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it can fly. You're not going to
Oh,
like
bird.
suffocate it to hold it. It has to, and that's the same
Mm-hmm.
way with our dreams. They have
Yeah.
to, they need other people, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
they need other people, they need other situations. Actually, I do want to add
Mm-hmm.
something here, and I'd love your feedback on this. When I've manifested well, and I mean, it's almost obvious, but I think it's a mindset shift. When you're manifesting well, when you're truly in the flow of magic, which is the name of my website, what you want, there's somebody who again, another quick example. I needed a place to live, and I was actually quite depressed and everything, but I was still able to manifest. And I ended up, long story short, again, through random circumstances, meeting a woman who had a place, had a large home, but she needed childcare.
Mm.
So again, it's just realizing don't approach it from I want, this is going to happen because then it is very tight. Realize that there's somebody else who you're filling their need. That's what I'm trying to say.
Ah, I like
Very deep. It's
that.
really deep because when I met this
Yeah.
woman who became a friend, her partner would leave part of the year. And that made
Mm.
her, unhappy because she then had the childcare and her other stuff to deal with by herself. So this was her need to the universe is, I need help. Please send me help.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like,
Yeah.
oh, I need a place to live. So your need is going to, when it works beautifully, is there's somebody else also desiring what you can
Yeah.
fill. Yeah. Yeah.
That's so beautiful. And I think that is such a great way to kind of release that how, or release that control,
Yeah.
because knowing that like what I want is also going to help someone else.
Oh,
Like, and
absolutely.
with everything, if you're desiring a new job position,
Mhm.
a new job, someone's waiting to hire you to fill that
They
position for
really
their
need
company.
you, right?
They
There's
need
work
you.
you can even
Mm-hmm.
picture. Like this then gets into some other things with if folks are interested, I can always come back and talk about that. But then when you start seeing how what you want helps others, that makes it more powerful. So in your example,
Mm-hmm.
picture there are other employees who are doing all this extra work because there's an
Mm-hmm.
open slot and it's been forced on them. So don't just look
Yeah.
at it as like, oh, I want this job. It's my dream job. Look at how when you fill that slot where you're truly supposed to be, other people will be helped and will be relieved and happy that you're there.
Yes. Oh, I love that because it just solidifies that we're all interconnected. Like this is
Yeah.
not a solo mission. This is like all our desires, even though we think about, our desires, they're
Mhm.
still connected with everyone else's
They're
desires as well.
interconnected, exactly. And you
Yeah.
just gave me a great
Mm-hmm.
idea. I really think I want to make a video about that because I don't see other law of attraction folks talking about that. And that's also why we let go of the how, because spirit can, you cannot see, and I keep going like this because a helicopter, think of a helicopter. That's where I put like spirit, the divine,
Yeah.
and we're on the ground, right?
Uh-huh.
So
Uh-huh.
we can't see from where we are at exit
Right.
17 that there's
Right.
actually a traffic
Mm-hmm.
jam up ahead of us,
Mm-hmm.
but spirit can and will try to redirect us.
Mm-hmm.
So in the same
Mm-hmm.
way,
I love
spirit can
that.
see both desires. There needs to be a way for you to come
Mm-hmm.
together.
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
it's just
Mm-hmm.
magical. That's why, yeah, that's why it's manifestation is because there's this element of trust and release and coming
Mm-hmm.
together. Yeah.
Exactly.
It ties up into that divine feminine that we touched
Mm-hmm.
on the video on my channel, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Exactly. Oh my goodness. Thank you so much for really sharing with us what the secret didn't tell us. Because I felt the same way when I read The Secret. I was just like, I don't get it. Like I get it, but like I don't get it. They didn't talk about the how. It was well. Tell us a little bit about where we can find you, your website. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well, my YouTube channel is, since you guys like YouTube, clearly, it's Yoga Bliss Dance, three separate words, Yoga Bliss Dance. And my website actually has a different name. That is called intheflowofmagic.com. And there I have a chakra course, which is wonderful for manifesting. It's wonderful for folks
Mm-hmm.
who are in a good high vibration place and know they want, even more in their lives. So
Mm-hmm.
check that out. It's perfect for like yoga teachers, therapists, coaches, and yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So it was so great to
Amazing.
be here.
Yes, thank you so much. Everyone, check out her channel and comment below which manifesting tip you are going to try. I think that, accountability is important. So if you're going to work on believing, if you're going to work on positive thinking, let us know in the comments.
Yeah, share because when you share something out, it adds a little more, maybe pressure's not the right word, but you've put it out in public, right? Yeah, so
Yeah.
that is really good. That is really good. Now you.
Yes, and if you really like this video and you want to know more about how to kind of manifest your money magic, go over to Vivine's channel and check out my video that I did on the chakras and the flow of money to help you start to get aligned with the flow of money.
Yeah, and you'll put the link below as well
I'll
for
put the link.
that.
Yes, yes. All the links
Perfect.
will be below in the description. All the links to everything.
Awesome. Awesome. Thank you so much. It was great being here.
Yeah, thank you.